Hello and welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Radar.
Special K, and tonight we're doing Spaten Oktoberfest.
Again?
Yes, so it's a Marzen Oktoberfest. We first did this beer
many years
very
ago.
early on in
It's been a little while.
our YouTube career when we were doing two beers per video.
Yes!
For some odd reason.
Oh, I mean, at the time it seemed like that's not a twist off.
Pop that off. This is 5.9% alcohol by volume. One of our highest rated Oktoberfest on the show.
It's cool. I got it.
I'll put that in the which is impressive.
Man, is it really?
Yes.
I mean, I've had Spaten since, and I feel like it was not as good.
You know who makes it?
As all that. Who makes it?
Anheuser-Busch.
Is it really?
Yeah, they own the company that owns where it makes
Oh, yeah, that's right. They bought a bunch of companies. Man, opening this.
So the first thing I will say, it is in a very green bottle.
It's in a very green bottle.
But they do foil the top.
The pocket knife is not working for this. I wonder if the wedding ring?
The keys that you'll forget that you threw down there?
Oh, no, I didn't forget. I threw them down there. That 100% happened. Ah, the wedding ring. There you go. That's the way to do it right there.
So again, this is a Marzen.
Didn't you try to open a beer with a wedding ring
a
while back?
My ring is much smaller than yours. So.
That's true. My ring is actually a man-sized ring.
I wear a 10. You wear like a 19.
It's a 14 and a half. Okay. I have a large finger.
All right, so it's an amber color. It's what you'd expect for an Oktoberfest. Again,
no, for a green bottle, that smell. Well, that smell is okay.
I mean, it is super fresh. Oktoberfest was just released within the last 2 weeks.
I'm not even. I don't care. That is exactly the nice scent that I expected.
A little malty, a very light hoppy presence.
A little bit of lemon.
Clean.
Lemon?
I'm not getting lemon, but it's pretty clean smelling. Does this take you back to 2014?
This takes me back to like maybe 2016.
This 2014.
I don't think anything takes me back that far.
2014.
2014?
I know.
Back in the day.
Miller Fortune does.
No, Miller Fortune would absolutely take me back. Miller Fortune, man, that's back in the day.
That's still really good.
Oh. See, that, I think, is a really good Oktoberfest.
You know what sets us apart from a lot of Oktoberfest?
It's not super sweet.
Exactly!
Yes! See, this is the kind of Oktoberfest I'm into. It's not hyper sweet. Like, a couple of them are almost like candy bars just ensconced in a bottle. This is not.
So, malty, a little bit hoppy, and you get the Oktoberfest malt and like sweetness, but it's not like sugary sweet. It's just a drinkable beer.
Absolutely.
5.9%. It's where you want to be. Green bottle, but it is. They do cover the necks.
Yeah, that is nice that they cover the necks. I appreciate it. It's very Bavarian. It's got the blue and white foil. It's very Bavarian.
I don't know the history of Spaten. I'm not going to pretend I do. We don't do any research before we do these videos.
Yeah, it's owned by
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, it's owned by Anheuser. Yeah, you said that earlier.
I don't know if it's actually a German-made beer.
I'm pretty sure it started out that way.
It says it's imported to St. Louis. It says imported by St. Louis, but it doesn't say if it's... You know, they just got in trouble for saying...
They did.
They recently got in trouble for saying things are imported, but actually meaning they are actually made.
That was a little bit much,
in those areas, so...
Even for marketing purposes, that was a little bit much. Yeah, I was surprised they tried that. I think Spaten is very good. Just buy a case of it. Don't buy it in 6-packs because, I mean, the foil does protect it some, but buy it in cases. That prevents it from needing nearly as much light.
Do have 12 packs. Price is right on this. You're talking $8 to $10 is what I see for a 6-pack, which is absolutely reasonable for a Oktoberfest beer.
That'd be fine. Yeah, I can drink that all day.
We can get craft. At least here in Kentucky, we can get craft Oktoberfest for about $8 to $9. Country Boy's $8.99, and then West 6 is $9.99.
Yeah,
I don't really think anybody else is doing them locally. Other than those two companies.
It's kind of difficult to find one that's seriously trying to make an Oktoberfest beer. Like, a lot of them make an Oktoberfest beer that doesn't quite match what you would expect out of an Oktoberfest.
Right.
That's not the worst thing that's ever happened, but I'm a little bit disappointed whenever I get a beer company that makes a beer that tastes like a light beer.
Do you remember what you originally gave this beer?
I have no idea, but I imagine you probably went back into the past and checked.
I did, but I don't remember. I remember being particularly high, like it was a high rating.
I mean, I think it's a good Oktoberfest though. Like this is a very decent Oktoberfest beer.
I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a 9 in Oktoberfest.
A 9
because like this is we're talking about the Oktoberfest category, right?
Right.
So think of something better. Think of something you like better than this one. You can't.
You can't.
No, I think you can't.
The Hofbrauhaus mini keg.
No, you said the same thing though. It's a little bit too sweet.
You know what that means?
What?
It means I need to go buy another Hofbrauhaus mini keg. I do think this is a really good beer. It doesn't remind me as much of a Hofbrau. It doesn't remind me as much of an Oktoberfest as some of the other beers in the category, but I think this is a fantastic beer. I'll give this 8.5. Absolutely fantastic beer.
Do you recommend it?
Is it a Oktoberfest? Is it Marzen?
It's still a Marzen.
I
will say one thing you do get from this, like you do a lot of other German beers, is it's a little bit grassy.
Yeah,
a little bit of grassy.
True.
One thing you don't get in American beers, you might get a little hay, but the German beers are very grass forward, very grass, very hay forward. That's what this tastes like. That makes it reminiscent of a real German Oktoberfest, in my opinion.
I see what you're coming from.
The sweetness and the malt is there, like every Oktoberfest you have, but like for being a real German Oktoberfest, it really does need that grassy.
Like, I don't particularly like the ultra sweet Oktoberfest, but I do think that some of them need to be a little bit sweeter. This is one of the ones that I would expect to be just a touch sweeter than it is. I still think it's a fantastic beer. But if I was drinking it just in the middle of the year, I'd be like, yeah, this is a pretty good beer. Doesn't taste like an Oktoberfest. If someone asked me what kind of beer it was, I'd be like, this is a beer of some kind, for sure.
I can tell it's an Oktoberfest because it has that distinctive, not non-hop forward and very malt. It's a high malt presence without a lot of.
It is fairly malty,
hoppy presence, and that's like a distinguishable.
So what I think we should do,
Oktoberfest,
just for science, is we should drink about 4 of these next to a fest beer, and we should drink it next to, what are you showing me? Malt liquor. Really? Malt? Oh wait, no. You know what? Legally, it is a malt liquor.
Anything over a certain percentage of alcohol, they just label as malt liquor just because they have to.
Yeah.
Because of the 70s. Because in the 70s, they were like, let's make a beer that's 19%.
That's fair, but also, you know, like the 80s and early 90s kind of happened also.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, nah, but yeah, in the 70s, they were like...
Malt liquor was a big deal.
Let's name everything after guns.
Sure.
And then...
Why not?
Let's make everything 20% alcohol, shall we? It's 20% alcohol.
Oh, no. Yeah. Now, I think it's anything over like 5.5, or is it 5% alcohol?
It depends.
Legally a malt liquor. It's a little bit weird because, you know, you've got things like breakfast stout. That's a malt liquor.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it should be a malt liquor. But anyways... this is a very good beer. I would buy it year-round. I don't know if I would recognize it as a fest beer if it just materialized in front of me during September.
I mean, it's a very festive bottle.
It is. It's a very Bavarian bottle.
Again,
the blue and white. It really does it for me.
It really, like, okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for.
What do you got
Brewed
there?
in Munich, Germany. That's what I wanted to see.
Munich? Oh, okay.
Because it was kind of, right down here, it just said, you know, Spaten. And then over here, you know, it says imported by St. Louis. I don't see where it's made at anywhere. And then finally, in kind of a shitty print, in the same color blue.
That's a little bit odd that they would put it in such a small print. Normally, if it's an import,
$13.97.
They'll make it gigantic.
$13.97.
What is $13.97?
That's when it was first started brewed.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, you know, you were around.
Yeah, that's right. I remember in 1397 when they started making this. It was just such a wholesome beer. No,
it was they used stone bottles back then. Right?
That's true. Yes, it was spun by Special K's mother. That's actually a real thing that happened.
Well, that's been our episode. If there's something you'd like to see on the channel, you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm Special K.
I'm Radar.
Thanks for watching.